It's time for the second half of Resident Evil 2. Just like my previous guide, this isn't meant for 100% completion or to help with speedruns. It's simply designed to help you achieve the A ranking as painlessly as possible. Keep in mind that this guide is following directly after the Claire Scenario A guide, which affects certain events in Leon's B scenario. If Claire didn't kill the giant alligator or use the cord on the correct shutters, then you might have a harder time following my guide. Other than that, it's just more of the same. As a reminder, the player isn't allowed more than 6 saves, more than 1 use of a first aid spray, and there's a time limit of about 2.5 hours. Once you're ready to continue, insert disc 1 and load the second scenario. The streets area is much shorter this time around in Scenario A. Simply run forward and dodge the zombies ahead of you down the street. They're real easy to avoid and there's plenty of space to do so. Enter the gate on the right side at the end of the road. Turn right, avoid the 2 zombies here, and enter the solitary shack to find the cabin key. Go back the other way, but be careful for the 2 zombies. They're positioned awkwardly and can be difficult to dodge with this camera angle. It's not a big deal if you get grabbed just once though. Enter the cabin at the other end of the area and discard the cabin key. Pick up the handgun ammo and proceed through the yard, avoiding the 4 zombies. This should be familiar to when you did this in the A scenario. Make your way up the stairs at the end. This will trigger a cutscene that can be skipped. Head for the door on the roof. You can pick up the green herb near you now or leave it for later. Don't examine the corpse along the way through the hallway. We'll pick up his ammo later. Unlock the door to the stairwell and pass through. Pick up the 3 green herbs as you go down the stairwell, then pass through the door at the bottom. Examine the corpse right at your feet for more handgun bullets. Then look for the valve on the other side of the wall. Take it and then head back the way you came in upstairs. Return to the burning helicopter on the roof and use the valve on the pipe next to it. Then search the helicopter wreckage for shotgun ammo. Go back into the crow hallway to trigger another cutscene that can also be skipped. Run down the hall until the second camera change and wait for the Tyrant to show up. Make sure you count your bullets and enter the inventory menu to reload when necessary. It should take about 26 bullets or so to put him down. Take a few shots, then turn around and run away before he attacks, and then take a few more. Repeat this process until he's defeated. It's okay if you take damage, you have plenty of herbs to make up for it. Once the Tyrant falls, search his body for 30 handgun ammo. Pick up the green herb here if you haven't already, then search the corpse of the police officer for even more handgun ammo. Finally, go through the door at the end of the hall. In this hallway, simply hold up and the run button while mashing the confirm button. You'll enter the next room quickly and without incident. Ignore the lickers here, we'll deal with them later. In the secretary's office, pick up the handgun ammo on the desk and open the item box here. Make sure your health is fine and drop off everything except for the handgun ammo, and shotgun ammo. You can either take the small key on the couch with you now or ignore it for later. It makes no difference right now. Leave into the main hall and climb down the emergency ladder. Pick up the shotgun from the large desk and make your way back to the secretary's office. Equip the shotgun and enter the hallway. Kill the 2 lickers here. Don't worry if you take some hits doing so, it's kind of bound to happen against these guys. After dealing with them, enter the room past the helicopter wreckage. Search the crates on Leon's right to find some shotgun ammo, then look for the blue key card in the back left corner of the room. On your way out, you'll trigger a cutscene in which a licker ambushes Leon. It's real easy to run past this licker, but then you'll need to deal with it when you come back later, so we might as well do the deed now. When you're finished, head back to the secretary's office and open the item box. All we're taking with us is the handgun, ammo, the blue key card, and the small key. If you didn't pick up the small key off the couch yet, you gotta do it now. You can also save your game now if you'd like. Leave to the main hall, climb down the emergency ladder, and access the computer on the large desk. Once the locks have been released, go through the double doors on the first floor. This room now has 3 zombies in it to mess with you. You don't need to kill any of them since you won't be passing through this area again, but you do at least need to clear a path. Simply knock them down and run past them. This section can be tricky, but don't worry if you end up taking damage. There will be more than enough herbs along the way that you can use. If you are having a particularly difficult time here, feel free to kill 2 of the zombies. This hallway used to have a licker waiting for you, but it's empty now. Examine the corpse for handgun ammo and pick up the green herb at the end of the hall. Then proceed through the nearby door. Zombies will attempt to ambush you in the middle of this hallway. It's best to play it safe and take them out rather than letting them live. After killing them, go through the double doors here. In the back room, use the lighter on the fireplace with a painting hanging over it and take the blood jewel. Pick up the handgun ammo hidden in the back corner as well, and then leave back the way you came in. Continue down the hall and pass through the door. There are no zombies here either. Simply proceed through the stairs and solve the familiar statue pushing puzzle. You'll need to push the 2 colored statues at the opposite ends of the wall, facing the statue in the center. Take the blood jewel, plus the handgun ammo hidden behind the center statue, and continue through the door in the corner. Ignore the zombies for the moment and enter the STARS office. Search the metal locker to find the magnum and then leave. Now we'll have to deal with the zombies here. There are a total of 5, and in this case, it would be best to take them out just for the sake of simplicity. After they're all dealt with, go through the door at the end of the hall. You'll trigger a couple of cutscenes in this room. Pick up the diamond key at the end of the dark hallway, and then take the shotgun shells from the closet next to you. Then search the desk at the end of the other hall. Use the small key in order to get the handgun upgrade. You'll have plenty of ammo to work with, so feel free to leave the handgun on automatic and go crazy. Now you gotta backtrack a little bit. Avoid entering the library at this time, or the game is going to be more difficult than necessary. Just head all the way back the way you came. Enter the room underneath the staircase and open the item box. take the handgun, ammo, and diamond key with you. You're going to pick up shotgun ammo along the way, so it doesn't make a difference whether or not you drop that off. Pick up the 2 green herbs just outside and use them if you need to. Then unlock the metal door at the end of the hall. The evidence room used to be swarming with zombies, but not this time. There's still nothing for you in the back of the room, but do search the lockers on your side to find the shotgun shells. Then go through the next door. There are plenty of zombies here, but you don't need to kill any of them. Just knock them down and quickly run past them. This is especially easy to do thanks to the upgraded handgun. Pick up the green herb near you, then enter the private office to find the heart key. On your way out, search the locker with the JoJo nameplate on it to find more handgun ammo, and then finally leave into the main hall. You might have noticed the small key on the desk, but you're better off ignoring it. Head to the double doors on the first floor and access the item box. Be careful for any zombies you might have left behind in this room. There's no need to kill them as we're simply going in and out. Take with you the handgun, shotgun, their respective ammo, and the heart key. Leave the diamond key behind for now. Go back into the main hall and climb up the emergency ladder. Make your way into the library, getting rid of the 2 zombies in your way. Once you take a step inside, a cutscene will trigger showing the hallways below you getting flooded with zombies. Good thing we already took care of all our business down there. Triggering this cutscene was actually the main purpose of coming into the library at this time. You can either solve the library puzzle now, or leave it for later. Just as a refresher, it has the same exact solution. Walk up the stairs along the balcony until you fall through the floor. Activate the puzzle by pressing the blinking red light. Solve the puzzle by moving the 2 leftmost bookshelves 1 step to the right. Then collect the bishop plug, take the red herb, and leave back into the main hall. Go down the emergency ladder, up the small stairs at the entrance, and enter the side door. Equip your shotgun and immediately fire while aiming high. Then run for the back corner and deal with the zombies as they approach. With proper positioning, you should be able to get multiple kills with a single shotgun blast. Once they're through, enter the blue double doors. Well, would you look at that? This room has mysteriously emptied itself. For some reason, using the cord in the other hallway during scenario A will cause the following rooms in scenario B to be completely devoid of enemies after you enter the library. To put it simply, due to the route we're taking, we just made the game a whole lot easier. Go ahead and search the private office worry-free. If you forgot the safe code, it's still 2236. You'll also find handgun ammo on the desk and 2 green herbs behind it. Once all that's been taken care of, go through the door in the back that requires the heart key, and then discard it afterwards. Another totally empty hallway. There's 2 green herbs here if you want them, but it won't make a big difference either way. Enter the basement, and even here there are still no enemies. Make a right at the intersection and go through the door at the end to enter the parking garage. Help Ada push the large van aside and enter the back of the basement. Go through the gate at the end of the hall, then enter the first prison cell to find a blue herb. Leon has a few more opportunities to get poisoned than Claire does, and even though it's still really rare, poison is no joke. Try to make room for that blue herb just to play it safe. Then continue further into the room to trigger another cutscene. Afterwards, take the manhole opener from the shelf behind you and go back out the way you came in. Go through the door in the middle of the hall that you passed by earlier, and then use the manhole opener on the manhole inside. You can also go down the hallway here to find a red and a blue herb that's being guarded by zombie dogs, but it's not really necessary. Whatever you decide to do, head down into the manhole when you're ready. This sewer has 2 giant spiders in a tight confined space. It looks like a bad situation, but you can actually slip by just fine as long as you hug the far wall and keep running. There is a small chance that you could get attacked or poisoned, but it's very rare. Just keep going and take the stairs at the end. Open the door immediately in front of you and then open the item box. The next items to take with us are the handgun, ammo, diamond key, and it would be smart to take a blue herb just in case something goes wrong. Also, take the bishop plug if you did the library puzzle earlier. I also took the shotgun and its ammo with me, but as long as you have at least 40 bullets or so for the handgun, and you should have close to double that, then there's absolutely no need for the shotgun at all. If you are hurting for handgun ammo, then you can take the shotgun as backup. You can also save your game here if you'd like, but be sure to drop off the ink ribbon when you finish. Leave the room and enter the septic pool room nearby. Go to the panel at the end and examine it. If you have the bishop plug with you, use it now. Either way, after you examine the panel, leave back the way you came in. This will trigger a cutscene which has you now playing as Ada. While Sherry had to deal with dogs, Ada has to handle zombies. Thankfully, Ada has a handgun and she fires very quickly. Although the zombies can be easily dodged here, you have a bunch of free ammo and plenty of time to spare, so you might as well play it safe. Once they're done for, you'll find shotgun ammo in the room to the right and another familiar box pushing puzzle in the room to the left. It's solved exactly the same way as last time. Push the outermost box first. Then push the next box out of the corner. And finally fill the remaining space. Take the club key off the shelf in the back of the room. Then return to the beginning of this area. You're back to playing as Leon. Take the club key and the shotgun shells if you went for them, then return to the sewers and make your way to the parking garage. The garage might have been empty before, but now there's 2 zombie dogs headed your way. Just like with Claire, you can either kill them both slowly or stun them and run past. Don't worry about the long distance you'll have to travel, they'll never be able to catch up with you as long as you keep running and you don't bump into the walls. Once you're back in the basement, you'll find that it's still as empty as you left it, as are most of the rooms you passed through earlier. Use the club key on the double doors with the red light hanging above it, but don't bother entering this room. Head back upstairs, enter the room behind the staircase, and search the locker for shotgun ammo, as well as the back of the room for magnum ammo. Then leave and make your way to the blue double doors. In the well-lit hallway, make a right, but be wary of the zombies that might be hanging out around the corner. As long as you always remember that he's there, then he's easy to dodge. If you want to play it real safe, then you can simply take him out instead. Either way, go through the door at the end of the hall. Once again, no enemies in sight. Pass through the metal door in front of you, then discard the diamond key once you've used it. Don't worry about any dangers in this room. A licker isn't going to jump through the mirror this time. Simply take the rook plug and then leave. Head further into the hall and use the club key on the green door, discarding it afterwards. Now solve yet another familiar looking puzzle with the same exact solution. Use the lighter on the furnace, then examine the statues in the order of middle, right, and left. There's a new surprise this time. The Tyrant finally makes his return. You can easily pick up the cogwheel and then just leave, or you can just as easily take out the Tyrant first. Leon's upgraded handgun on automatic is surprisingly powerful. If you do decide to take on the Tyrant, be sure to take the 30 handgun bullets off of his body. Don't forget the cogwheel, and then leave the room. You need to make your way back to the stairwell in the back of the police station, but surprise! Look who's back, and so soon! He's a little tougher to dodge in this cramped area, so I would definitely recommend dealing with him here. Same situation as before, the handgun should do the job just fine. After winning the battle, take the shotgun ammo he drops as a reward, and then make your way back to the blue double doors. Don't forget about the lone zombie if you left him behind. Head to the back of the office, make a right at the intersection, and climb up the stairwell. Enter the secretary's office and open the item box. If you need to heal, now's the time to do it. Take the following items with you: the handgun, shotgun, ammo for each, the 2 blood jewels, and the cogwheel. Leave the secretary's office and go to the room behind the helicopter wreckage. If you killed the licker here earlier, then you have nothing to worry about. If you didn't, you gotta do it now. Either way, use the blood jewels on the 2 smaller statues. Then search the larger statue to find the king plug. Leave and go through the destroyed hallway to enter the police chief's office. Go around the table to reach the door on the other side. Run down the hall, navigate the darkened room, and find the very back room. Search the treasure chest there to find the crank. Take it and leave back the same way you came in. Watch out in this hallway, the Tyrant is back for more. Same deal as before, keep your distance and unload your handgun ammo on him. Your prize this time are magnum bullets. Leave the chief's office, back to the secretary's office, and into the main hall. There's a licker waiting for you halfway down the balcony walkway. Greet it to your shotgun once you get in up close, then head for the library. If you haven't solved the library puzzle already, now's the time that you definitely have to do it. Otherwise, walk up the staircase and pass through the door up there. Don't worry, there's no enemies up here and we won't see any for a while. Enter the final door at the end and use the crank on the hole in the wall. Then walk up the stairs and use the cogwheel on the machine. Finally, examine the hidden passage that was just revealed. Pick up the night plug and jump down the dust chute. After a cutscene plays, meet up with Ben at the jail cells. If you didn't pick up the green and blue herbs before, then now's a good time to do it if you have the inventory space. After the cutscene, return to the dog kennels, down the manhole, dodge the spiders in the sewers again, and enter the door nearby to access the item box. Make sure your health is fine and not poisoned. All you're going to need is the Magnum. You won't even need additional ammo or herbs, but it wouldn't hurt to take them just to be safe. You'll also need all the remaining plugs as well. This would be a good time to save too, but be sure to drop off the ink ribbon afterwards. Once you're ready, enter the septic pool room to begin the battle against William. Simply stand your ground and unload your Magnum on him. William won't even be able to move. After 6 bullets, you should be able to hear the music fade out, which is your cue that the battle is won. Wait for William to swing his pipe 2 more times, then run past him. Head to the panel in the back of the room and use the remaining plugs, then go through the door. After the cutscene, proceed down the linear path in the sewers, picking up the 2 blue herbs along the way. Once you reach the control room, open the item box and heal if you need to. Take the shotgun, shotgun shells, the valve, and a blue herb. Once you're prepared, go down the elevator lift in the corner of the room. After the cutscene finishes, you'll play as Ada again. Go down the hallway and through the door. Drop down the platform, make a left, and climb up the ladder. Follow the linear path to trigger another cutscene. Then cross the bridge and climb down the ladder. Now you're back to playing as Leon. It's the same exact sewers as Scenario A. You can either check out the new platform with the corpses down the hall now, or leave it for later. What you do need to do is head down into the sewers, dodge the 2 spiders, pass through the gate, dodge 2 more spiders, climb up the platform on the left, and pass through the double doors. On the other side of the door, you'll find a blue herb garden right next to you. Use it if you've been poisoned, then run along the walkway until you find the hole with the glowing red light. Use the valve on it, cross the bridge, then do the same on the other side to raise the bridge again. Pick up the 2 green herbs and the shotgun shells here, then go through the door. As long as you blow up the gator in Scenario A, then you'll have nothing to worry about here. Run all the way to the end of the hall and meet up with Ada. Climb the ladder, cross the bridge, make a left, and pick up the gold eagle medal. Then head back the other way and use the valve on the hole in the wall. Climb up the ladder, cross the large ventilation shaft, and down the ladder at the other end. If you didn't climb the platform and examine the corpses earlier, you'll need to do so now. Take the silver wolf medal, but avoid the small key. Retrace your steps through the sewers. Once again, the first 2 spiders have been replaced with groggy zombies, while the second 2 spiders past the gate still remain. Try your best to avoid them, but you have the blue and green herbs just in case. Go to the panel on the right side of the hall and use the silver and gold medals on it. Then climb the platform, past where the waterfall used to be, and go through the new door. If you've been poisoned, make sure you heal it, then run through the linear path. Access the panel on the right side of the boarding station to call the tram, then enter the tram. Unfortunately, you'll fall under attack here, but it's pretty non-threatening. Look for the dust as it begins to fall from the ceiling, then simply move to avoid the attack. Piece of cake. No need to spend ammo here as it won't make a difference. Once the tram reaches a station, turn left and pick up the weapon box key that's hidden in the corner. Afterwards, continue through the station to deal with the zombies down the hall. You'll make quick work of them with your shotgun as long as you aim high and get headshots, but don't get careless either. Make a left at the first intersection to find the shotgun parts, then go down the other way. Once again, the exit for this hallway is to the left, while some herbs can be found to the right, if you want to go for them. Once you climb the ladder, collect the shotgun and magnum ammo off the desk, and then access the item box. All you'll need going forward is the magnum, ammo, and some herbs as backup. Make sure you leave at least one inventory space open. Now would also be a decent time to save. Head outside and take the small elevator lift. Go down the linear path all the way to the end. Take the C key off the desk to the right. You can examine the monitors for a neat little cutscene, but it's not necessary. The Tyrant wants revenge yet again, but you're well prepared. Unleash the magnum on him and he should go down in only 4 shots. Search the Tyrant for shotgun shells, then make your way back to the control room. Use the C key on the desk that Ada is facing. Then go back outside and activate the panel next to the tram. This triggers a cutscene that forces you to enter it. After the cutscene ends, search the toilet for magnum ammo and then go outside. Walk around the tram until you run into William. Same deal as always, keep relying on your tried and true hit and run tactics. William will occasionally leap into the air and land right next to you, but just keep your cool and keep your distance. "10 magnum bullets should be enough to convince William to give up the fight. Get back inside the tram to trigger another cutscene, then go outside again. Walk around the tram and look for a platform that leads to a ventilation duct. Go through there to find yourself in a totally new area and to trigger another cutscene. Run towards the screen and through the heavy double doors. Continue going straight ahead to find a green herb and an item box. You only need the shotgun and ammo, but it would be wise to take an herb or two since you've probably been collecting a large collection of them by now. This section has a deceptively tricky box pushing puzzle. You'll need to get the box on the elevator, but get it real close to the control panel too, and push it all the way to the edge. Take the elevator down, then push the box out a little more to give yourself space to get around it. Go around to the other side, then push it away from the elevator until it hits the railing. Finally, make small adjustments until it fits down the small walkway ahead of you, the one that leads to the north end of the screen. Push it all the way to the edge and then leave it there. I know it seems pointless, but we'll come back to it later and we might as well have taken care of it now. Anyway, run down the other walkway and ride the lift. There are 2 super lickers down here, but they don't stand a chance against your super shotgun. Place your shots well and you shouldn't even get hit once. Run to the end of this area and flip the switch on the wall. Then backtrack all the way to that hallway that you entered this area from. Go to the other end this time and take the elevator. Now your surroundings should start to look a little bit more familiar, but with more zombies too. Your upgraded shotgun will absolutely demolish them, so no worries. Head for the bridges and get the main fuse, just like you did in Scenario A. Cross the white bridge, then the blue bridge, and enter the frozen room. Take the empty fuse case, use it on the machine nearby, and collect the main fuse. Head back to the bridge intersection and use the main fuse on the machine in the center. A lot of familiar territory, and it's going to keep being that way. Take the red bridge, avoid going down the hallway as there's not much useful down there, and open the shutter to reveal the plant zombies waiting for you. Take a few steps back so you can line up your shots properly, and then let them have it. 3 shots ought to be enough to take out both of them, but you can use your auto-aim just to make sure. Run past their corpses and enter the door they were guarding. Another plant zombie is here, but he too should go down in just 3 blasts without any problems. Pick up the 2 green herbs here, and then climb down the ladder and enter the super liquor hallway. It's the same exact situation as Scenario A. 3 super liquors who don't stand a chance. Collect the 3 green herbs here, and then move on. In the monitor room, access the item box and deposit all the herbs you've stocked up. But do keep the shotgun. Take the weapon box key with you too, as well as the magnum and its ammo. You can also save now if you want to. Store your ink ribbon if you decide to do so, and then continue onwards. Make a left at the end of this hall, pick up the red herb, and enter the lab. Open the locker with the blue light over it and take the magnum parts. Then go deeper into the lab. Head towards the back of the room while dealing with all the zombies who stand in your way. Look for the power room key on the desk in the back, and now you'll have to head all the way back to the elevator. Go through the monitor room, another super liquor will drop through the vents again, just like Scenario A. Climb up the huge ladder, there are 2 plant zombies waiting for you in the hallway, again. Cross the red bridge, then the white bridge, and finally, take the elevator. Halfway through this hallway, you'll trigger a cutscene, and Tyrant is back yet again. Switch to your magnum and drill about 5 bullets into him, or less if you've upgraded your magnum already. Take some additional magnum bullets off of his person, then continue through the hall. Ride the lift, then go down the other walkway to climb the box we had set up earlier. Use the power room key on the door up there and discard it afterwards. Inside, you'll trigger another cutscene. After it's done, make sure you pick up the master key right at your feet. This can be pretty easy to miss. Once you have it, return and ride the elevator. Go to the room right next to the elevator to find Sherry. A cutscene will have Leon carry her back to the elevator, at which point you'll need to examine the computer monitor in there and access the completely illogical emergency route because elevators shouldn't be designed to move like that. This will take you to the underground train station. After the cutscene lets you play the game again, go deeper into the train. You'll run down a long train car before happening upon a platform key on the floor and an item box. Open the item box and take with you the magnum, ammo, platform key, and the rest of the herbs you've got. It's the end of the game, so you gotta use it or lose it. Might as well save here too. Once you're all set, leave the train via the door that's nearby Sherry. Make a left and open the gate using the platform key, and discard it afterwards. That good old countdown timer will start up on the other side, but again, you've got plenty of time. Go up the stairs and cross the bridge. At the other end, don't follow the arrow on the floor, but instead run forwards. Activate the panel with the glowing red light, and then collect the N and S plugs. Now follow the arrow on the floor, going under the bridge, and open the door at the other end. Use the 2 plugs on the similar looking machine here to initiate the boss battle. The Tyrant without his inhibitors is far deadlier. He's a lot faster and his attacks hit much harder. Start the fight by immediately running to the right. From now on, keep a medium distance. Being too close will net you damage, while being too far will have the Tyrant charge at you. Fire the Magnum once, and then run a small distance before firing again. After 3 Magnum bullets, a shadowy figure will drop a rocket launcher. Keep in mind that the Tyrant can interrupt you from picking up the rocket launcher, so don't bother trying if he's right on top of you. Once you've picked it up, equip it and run a short distance from him. It takes a little bit of time to aim and fire, so make sure that you're far away enough. It's a one-shot kill, but just in case you do happen to miss, you still have a second rocket. With the Tyrant dead, return to the train. Go up the stairs, cross the bridge, and through the gate. There are zombies ahead of you, so use your Magnum to put them down. You should have plenty of ammo to spare. Don't use the rocket launcher if you still have a rocket left in it. We'll need to save that for later. Clear all the zombies in your way and activate the panel at the end of the walkway. Then return to the train, enter the locomotive up the stairs, and push the giant switch to trigger a familiar looking cutscene. It's not over yet though. Go back to the really long train car. A new and shorter timer will start up now, but there's still no pressure. Continue going to the back of the train to begin the final boss battle. It's a real easy one. Just fire your remaining rocket at it, and then empty the rest of your Magnum rounds on it. Once that's done, go back to the head train car to trigger another cutscene, and finally, that completes the game. Congratulations! Both scenarios have been completed with an A ranking and time to spare. Save a new file to unlock the first scenario. We'll get back to that later. As further rewards for achieving the A rank in both scenarios, you've now unlocked the submachine gun and the Gatling gun, both with infinite ammo. Just like with the infinite rocket launcher, however, you'll be denied an A rank if you use them, so you shouldn't. You've also unlocked the Extreme Battle Mode, which will require a separate save file just to access that campaign. Same goes for the 4th Survivor scenario, which you have now also unlocked. Here's the real kicker though. The final unlockable is the fabled Tofu Survivor. To get this one, you'll need to load the first scenario through that save file you made earlier. Get an A rank in that too, then save another new save file and load that second scenario and get yet another A rank. Do this a grand total of 6 times and collect 6 separate A ranks, and then the Tofu Survivor will finally be yours. If you're feeling brave, you can also skip out on all the items on the way to the police station. This will cause a zombified Brad Vickers from Resident Evil 1 to appear outside the Raccoon City Police Department. He can take a lot of damage, but if you defeat him, then you can pick up the special key off of his corpse. Use it in that room under the staircase to find alternative costumes for both Leon and Claire, as well as a new weapon for Claire, although it's really not that big of a deal. The new costumes might help the ease of repetition of replaying the game over and over. Thank you very much for watching my guide. I would once again like to thank Recommended Playing and One Doomed Game Critic for their advice and support in making these guides. More Resident Evil 2 guides are on the way.